John McAllister podcast around the state, and today I'm going to be talking with a running back slash, I think he's more of a slot receiver from Bishop Hartley High School. His name is Treyvhon Saunders or Sanders. I'll have to get that corrected. He's fast, he's got a burst, he's elusive, yeah, and needs to be a little bit taller, but he's thick and he's tough. How are you doing, young man?
I'm doing wonderful. How about you?
Good. You're hustling a little bit. You got
Yes,
that
sir.
pit pit T-shirt on. I see. That's good.
Yes,
You
sir.
have a good camp out there.
Yeah, I actually did. I had a wonderful experience. Did a lot of good reps, and I got in a lot of coaching from everybody. So it was really nice.
Good. That's really good. Okay. First of all, pronounce your last name so I don't mess it up.
Saunders.
Saunders.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. Okay, Trayvon, track guy too, right?
Indeed.
What were your times, best times? Did you compete at the state?
Yes, I actually did. I got state runner up.
You got what?
State runner up.
Oh, did you really? What was your time?
It was 11:14 with a negative 3.3 meters per second wind aid.
Okay, but you got in the second in the state then.
Yes, I
Did
did.
you?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
From where?
From it was D2
Oh,
at Pick North.
okay. Oh, okay. That's good. Talk a little bit of football. First of all, let's talk track since we're on that subject. It's you compete in 100. What else do you compete in?
Originally, freshman year, I competed in the 110 hurdles and the 300-meter hurdles, 4x1 and the 4x2. But this year, I stuck with taking hurdles out and just doing the 100 and the 200 and then the 4x1. But at the end of the season, I had a little mishap with my leg, so I ended up taking out of the 200. So I only did the 100 and the 4x1 going into the districts.
Okay, okay. 100 meter, 110 high hurdles.
Yes, sir.
Pretty good, man.
Yeah.
What are you? Almost 5'9". 5'9"
Yeah.
every other day.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. But that's not your strength. And I believe in guys that are 5'9", 5'8". And how much do you weigh?
I weigh about 175.
175. That's really good. And of course, you're fast. We'll
Sir.
talk that's those things in a minute.
Okay.
Why football? What makes football so good for you, Trayvon? Why do you like it so much?
Honestly, just growing up, my dad, my brother, everybody just played football back then. So I was introduced to football when I from a young age. But honestly, football is just very fun. It's just a lot of implements in the game. There's just a team sport, and there's like catching, routes, running, tackling, just like it's a lot. So I feel like just all the aspects and just how fun it can be with all your friends and your teammates. I feel like that's a really good part about football.
You do a lot of good things in football, and I think football brings out so much. Now, tell me why you love football.
I would say I love football because you get to go out there on Friday nights and all those hard practices, and it just shows you your character and it shows you who you are as a person. It shows you if you're determined or if you're not. So honestly, I believe that if you put the work in, it will show on the football field. So I feel like that's a very good part about football.
There's a difference between loving and liking.
Right.
I think there are football coaches that just like it. I don't know if they love it or not,
Right.
but you better love it in college, or you're gonna be going. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And even a lot of college guys don't love it.
Right.
That's really good. Uh, who do you give a lot of credit? You mentioned your brothers and your yeah. Who do you give a lot of credit to for being who you are right now and where you are right now? Who's helped you, motivated you along the way?
Honestly, my dad, my brother, and my mom, who recently passed, and my birth mom. They and all my siblings, they all just support me so much. They're always by my side. They always come to all my camps, all my games. And then also my friends, they're a big part of my life too, just because they're very close to me and they always tell me what's right or wrong and what to do and build my character up. And honestly, football as a sport has also brought my character up too because of how hard it is and just how you have to go out there and just play your game. And also, I would say Isabella Noah Parker did too. So
You got a lot of people that have. How about just life in general? Much the same people have just made you. You know, I just talking to you the couple times that I've talked to you. I think you have some character, good character. So anybody else? Those are probably the people, right, that have helped you.
right, yes, sir.
Okay. With that being said, what advice would you what advice would you give to somebody younger, a freshman football player? What kind of direct, what kind of help can you give them, like the people have given you? What would you tell them?
Honestly, I would say as a young age, you shouldn't just take it like, oh, it's just, oh, I have years ago and I have so many more years in high school because honestly, it flies by so quick. I'm in my senior year now and I can remember my first game as a freshman, first practice, first time getting into school. I would say if you really love the sport and you really think you want to go far into it, start training now and start hustling now because once you get older, it's not going to be a lot of things that you can come back to and come up to. So honestly, I would say start now and build your craft and build your technique, and it'll like go up from there.
Okay, all in that same line. What has what has what are words that you live by? What are Treyvhon? What are words for me? It's being as old as I am, but I'm still driven. I still want to be the best. I still, you know, want to succeed and work hard. What are words that you live by?
Words I would live by is love, purity, determination, and motivation.
Determination and motivation and drive. What about boldness? That's a
Yes,
buzzword with me.
that's two.
Bold.
Yes, sir.
That would be you, I think. And you are bold on the football field. I don't know where else, but I know you are there.
Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about your position right now. What's your favorite position in football?
Honestly, I love being all around the field, but I would say my favorite position would be receiver slash slot.
Probably slot, right?
Yes, sir.
Because that's with your speed and athleticism and ability to cut. I like that. I watched your highlight video, and plus you break tackles.
Right.
You're able. They don't get clean shots at you, and that'll be really good. And by the way, there is a place for the 5'8", 5'9" football player.
All right. Yes, sir.
There is a place for those guys, no matter what anybody tells you. There is. What okay? What would be then your biggest strength as a slot receiver?
I would definitely be able to say my speed and also my route running and catching. I take very highly of it, and I train every day to uh, perfect those crafts. And another thing I would say is I'm a wonderful blocker. If you look at my tape, I actually block, and I'm actually going to be out there and hustle and get those extra yards for everybody.
And that'll get you into college about as fast as anything. By
Right,
the way,
yes, sir.
if you block. Okay, what do you have to work on then?
Mm, that's a wonderful thing. I feel like I need to work on just the small things when it comes to football. Like I would say, oh, how to step here, or when you're blocking, what's the steps, or what's the route that you have to take to block that person, or just a little technique into everything. But honestly, I would like to work on everything just so I can just become a greater person as me.
And get faster as well, right?
Yes,
There's
sir.
room for that. And the bigger you get, strongest you get, the better off you'll be.
Right.
Okay, here's my first silly question for you. I have three or four of them. who would you trade places with for one day? If you had a chance to trade places with anybody for one day, who would it be?
Oh, that's a hard question. I would say, I would
Anybody.
say, what'd you say?
Anybody.
Anybody. I would say, honestly, I would like to trade places with my dad just because how hard he works and everything. I would like to see how he does it and how his life goes around because at the end of the day, that is my father and I love him and he takes care of me as nobody else could. So I would really like to trade places with him just to see just how everything works and just how hard he has to be and just how, like how he has to
What are
treat me
you
and everything.
doing? Going after a new car or what? What's all this?
No, I
I'm
just want
joking
to,
with you, man. I'm joking with you.
yes, sir.
Pushing your dad there, he's probably going to be happy and he's going to go out and buy you a dinner tonight or something. No, that's really good, by the way. That's we get a lot of different. I get a lot of different ones, and that's really good. Okay, has there been any high point in your football career so far? Anytime, I know you're still young in a way, but anything that you will remember when you get together with your buddies in 10 years, you'll say, "Hey, remember that time?" Has there been anything like that for you so far?
Honestly, there's been multiple moments. Every single time I go on a football field, it's a memorable moment. And honestly, I could just always talk to my friends about any game that we have because at the end of the day, because I mean, we're playing football, so every moment is going to count. And just the fun and how like hard you have to go in every single game, that's honestly something I could talk about. But the highest moment or a high moment that I think I would be able to talk to, I would say my sophomore year when we went to the regional finals and we almost had it. I would say that was definitely a high moment that, I mean, the fact that we even got there and just that the hard work that we put in the whole year. So I would definitely say that.
Yeah, well, that's surprising because your head coach is a little softy, isn't he? He doesn't get on you guys too much and push you too hard. I don't think he
I
got to
would say he does.
be tougher on you, man.
Yeah.
No, I know him well, and
Yes, sir.
good man and a good coach.
Right.
Just both. Better
Sure.
man probably than a coach. He's a really, really good coach.
So I
He
love him as a coach. Yes,
tells it
sir.
like it is, right?
Yes, sir.
He tells it like it is, and that's really good. Okay, uh, talked about top sports moment for you. Do you do anything, any like pre-game rituals or anything like that? Do you do anything like that? For
Honestly, pre-game, I love to just focus in on myself. I don't like music. I don't like listening to anything. I like just being by myself and just focusing in. And honestly, that makes me hype myself because I mean, I love just being by myself and just talking to myself and everything. So the fact that like being in the game is just being with myself and everything, it just really gets me hyped and it really like just pumps me up.
that's good. You're one of those quiet guys, and
Mm.
that's good. As a former head football coach, I like the quiet guys more than the guys that are, jabbering and because see, quiet guys always scare me because they're wackos. Okay, they just, they're all psyched up inside. 'Cause they don't say
Right,
anything.
right.
I'm joking with you there too, but no, I like that. That's really super. Uh, we talked about words to live by and advice. With the recruiting process so far, what advice would you give to a young, say a sophomore that's starting to get recruited, Treyvhon? What would you tell him about the recruiting process?
Honestly, I would just say that go out there and do you. I mean, honestly, if you ball out and you show people who you are, it's gonna come. And uh, I would say get your own connections and get people who you know that can help you out in the recruiting process. But besides that, just go out there and show how you are and show who you are as a football player because they're gonna come. I promise you.
Right, right, and just worry about getting better, right?
Right?
Focus
Yes, sir.
and everything else will fall into place, I think. Are there any pro or high school or college players that you kind of emulate, kind of look at, and things like that? Are there any guys like that?
Honestly, I love
Do
to
you
be
have one or
myself.
two?
What'd you say?
Do you have one or two guys that you kind of look up to, or why?
Uh,
If you don't, that's fine. I just didn't know if you did or not.
right. I would say I wouldn't have any college players that I look up to, but if there was a player that I look up to, it would be Odell. And but at the same time, I love to be myself, and I love to go out there and do what I do best, and that's how it is.
Right. That's good. That's what I said, and we talked about that. Okay, just a couple more questions. Another silly one here. Okay, what's one thing that nobody knows about you?
Oh, one thing that nobody knows about me,
Yeah.
I would say in the beginning of meeting somebody, uh, I will talk to you. Like I'm just not a very open person or somebody who just loves to just talk. So I would say that once I get to know you and just get to like become friends and like I'll just laugh all the time and everything. But at first I'm kind of like timid just because I don't really know you. But yeah, that's for you so much.
That's good. That's really good. Okay, I have one more crazy question for you. What's one talent that you don't have, you'd like to have, but you'll never have? What talent would you don't have it, you won't get it, and you never will get it? What would it be?
Oh, that's a good one. Uh, One talent. I would say I honestly don't know that one. That's a hard question. One talent that I just wouldn't be able to get.
Probably dance.
I honestly know how to dance. I'm a really good dancer.
That's what I said. You look like
Yeah.
a dancer. Okay.
So honestly, I don't know that question. I really don't know.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll let it go. We had two out of three, I think. So that's good. Okay, we're going to finish up here in just a minute with a couple of things. The last one is, or not the last one. What annoys you? Is there anything that just annoys you sometimes? That just gets to be. It's not necessarily going to drive you mad. Just annoys you. What bugs you a little bit?
I would say somebody who's not humble, because at the end of the day, that could be gone in an instant. And I would say just be humble and just go out there as you're as everybody else. I don't like people who hypes himself up too much as, and it's okay to be confident, but when it gets to the point that they think they're better than everybody or better than some, I don't like that. I just like everybody to be humble and just remain
And
as.
usually those guys aren't. They
Right.
are, but they're not.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk recruiting for just a minute, and because that's not really what I do. How's recruiting going for you?
Honestly, recruiting is going amazing. Just the start of about what 6 months ago that it all started for me, and just it's been going very good so far.
Yeah, the camps have been going pretty well.
Yes, sir. It has. I've been to two camps: June 6th, Pitt Camp, and June 14th, Youngstown State Camp.
Are you going to any more?
Yes, I'm going to Wake Forest on June 19th, and then Northwestern on the 24th.
Okay, good. Good schools, by the way. Good
Sir.
schools. Okay, my last question. Why would I recruit you? Okay, why am I going to recruit you at Bishop Hartley?
Honestly, besides all the talents and the skills that I have, I'm a leader and I'm a wonderful student. I take my grades very seriously. I remain a 3.9 GPA, and
Got to
uh,
ask this guy. What's your GPA 3.9?
yes, around 3.9.
Hartley, oh man, come on.
Right.
Hartley, that's got to be a cake school. You just, no,
Sir.
I'm joking again. You know that.
Mhm.
But that's good. Okay, let's go to that. What are you thinking about majoring in college?
Honestly, I'm deciding from business or it's like something that's sports related. So I honestly don't know, but I'm trying to figure that out right now.
Okay, okay, that's good. And then now, why would I recruit you besides the grades? And
Honestly,
I know by talking to you, you're going to represent my school.
Right.
You're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna be a good representative. Why else would I recruit you?
Something else that I would recruit for is I outwork a lot of people. I'm always in the gym. I'm always training by myself with my brother, with my dad. I'm always out on the field doing something and weightlifting. Another thing is I'm a leader. I'm always gonna look out for other people. It's not just gonna be about me. It's gonna be about everyone. Like we're a team. Everybody's one unit. And just the character that I bring, I just bring something that's funny and just a laughing person, a loving person, that somebody who cares about people and somebody that actually be there for you. But besides that, it's just I'm always going to be there for you, and
Good,
you can never just like not count on me. Is what I'm trying to say.
good. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me on.